I'd like to add to my roster list of benefits of the silver hydroperoxide with MSM is the ability to solve problems becomes so efficient that there's less time lag between having a problem and solving it and finding its solution with some procedure or protocol, or there's less time lag between or just plain understanding things, how things work. For instance, I have an obsession with collecting movies, and I have evolved very quickly recently into a habit of watching more movies per day, 2 instead of 1. So instead of a desire to go to the trouble of taping movies to add to my collection, instead I just watch them. And that means I'm less prone to want to collect them. I'm less prone to possess them. And because now I own it as an experience, as a gluttonous experience, and my tastes have improved so that I have less patience for a bad movie, a boring movie, or an upsetting movie. Because I watch so many, I just move on to the next one. So when I, take them out on loan from the library, I get a lot. And I get a lot of bad ones. But I move on. Netflix doesn't allow me that anymore, plus it costs more, or it used to. They put a limit. I can't even get more than the amount that I'm getting at the moment, 4 out at a time. It's like, what happened to them? Why'd they change? I must be not using the interface correctly. Anywho, so I just make sure I watch a lot. But, so the silver hydroperoxide with MSM and cayenne pepper, and I counterbalance that by making sure every day I take salt on my food, and cloves, and cayenne pepper in capsules, so I don't have to taste them, because, those are strong spices. And now I've solved another riddle. Why do I have ammonia poisoning in my system that prevents me from having energy, instead of weakness and a rapid heart rate? And then I have to take potassium iodide to flush out the ammonia. I figured out where it comes from. It comes from parasites, but a particular stage of their growth is the egg stage. Cloves is one of the triplicity of herbs for eradicating parasites in the egg stage of their development. It's the egg stage in which they possess the ability to excrete tremendous amounts of ammonia, and they're in my colon of all places, which tells me I have precancer in my colon. That's why my peristalsis has been slowing down over 10 years, and it's their incubation or their flourishing in my colon that's creating the problem, because ammonia feeds yeast, and yeast creates alcohol, and alcohol deadens the pain and deadens the motility of the peristalsis. So I have parasites hanging out in my colon, but they're giving birth to babies, big time. And it's the babies, the eggs, that's creating the problem. It's amazing how powerful cloves is for killing off the egg stage of parasite development. And I've always had this quandary. Why did Mother Nature allow us to have parasites? They're the most fucking thing on the planet. They're worse than bacteria because they harbor bacteria and they give safe haven to bacteria. Your immune system won't be able to kill the bacteria inside the parasite, only the bacteria outside the parasite. Meanwhile, they're harboring the incubation, the cultivation of bacteria inside their system. So why would Mother Nature allow this? And not give us a natural method all these years to do combat with them? Well, she did. Cloves, hey, it's not perfect, but it gets them at the worst stage when they're creating so much ammonia. And if you've got a healthy liver, that's no problem. You won't even notice that you've got a lot of egg parasites. You'll just get a bigger and bigger bloated belly. Like an old guy with a big bloated belly, or even a woman with a distended belly. They're hanging out in the colon. So what would be good is a cloves enema. I've been so busy thinking about silver, but I've made it so powerful, I can only handle it in the bath now. and irrigate my mouth. I can't drink it. It's too strong. And I can't take an enema. It'll create too much gas. But a cloves enema? Oh my God, that would be superb. You see? You see what I mean? The silver hydroperoxide with MSM and cayenne pepper, but not with salt at the same time. See, that's why I take silver hydroperoxide in the bath, but I don't take it internally. I take the salt internally. And I've tried taking baths in cloves, and that's a mistake too. So the cloves and the salt and the cayenne pepper can be taken internally. Meanwhile, the silver hydroperoxide with MSM and the cayenne pepper can be taken externally. Okay? I could be wrong about that. I might be able to add cloves to the bath. That could be interesting, because I've tried cloves by itself, and it was not. I didn't like the effect, but combined with all the other menagerie of ingredients, it might work. It's worth a try. So this is getting to be a very complicated recipe, but every single aspect of it has a significant purpose, and I don't just throw things in willy-nilly. I haven't added salt into the silver hydroperoxide bath yet because I'm not sure it'll work. I've been hesitant. But it would have to be pure sodium chloride, water softener salt, sodium chloride, I think. Unless it has to be sea salt. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So those are two possibilities to add to the bath that I haven't done yet. So far I've added silver, hydrogen peroxide reacted with silver, fully oxygenated MSM human grade, and cayenne pepper. Those are the three I know work together in conjunction with each other. But cloves and salt, and what kind of salt? Maybe rock salt, Himalayan salt, I don't know. Those are possible options I may add in the future. But it's so transformative to the physiology that my ability for my brain to function is phenomenal. Now, I am eating raw fish more often in the form of a raw supplement. rawcodliveroilshop.com. They sell a supplement that has lactobacillus fermented raw cod liver, either by itself or blended with butter, and then they have skate. They have skate, I don't know. Anyway, it's just the raw fish, which is really awesome. Possibly because it's blended with raw butter as well. I don't know. I just take them together. I don't think twice about it. Spread it on toast. And I don't eat dairy products, and I don't eat eggs, because it's very hard to get raw dairy that's worth my trouble to bother eating it. So I just eat vegan. Lots of canned beans, because I don't want to cook, especially beans. It's such a hazard to cook. Bread in the form of toast, and soup in a carton. Everything organic. But it makes things easy for me. Oh, and granola. And with water on it, though. I use water on granolas. If I want to add something, I'll add carob powder, maybe, or ground flaxseed. But I don't bother with even non-dairy milk anymore. It's just not worth my trouble or the expense. So I'm running my water distiller nonstop. I have to go now and clean it out and refill it again, because I have to make water for the silver hydroperoxide that I make for the bath. So I stockpile. I stockpile distilled water, and I stockpile silver hydroperoxide with MSM. I don't add anything else to it when I store it. Just those two ingredients. The other stuff I add at the time of use to taste. Like any good cook, I do it to taste. But the MSM and the silver hydroperoxide is done according to a recipe, and I just keep that up habitually. So what my brain has improved its functioning. I solve problems. I just, it's like insights. They just come. And I don't have to be in bliss. But I have to admit, you know why? Because the body maintains its connection with bliss. So I just get accustomed to it. And now I sleep in the sleep circuit nonstop. And I have it biannually alternating. So now I'm in the inverted phase of the year, 6 months of the year, between the summer solstice and the winter solstice, in which I put negative to the head and positive to the feet, which is inverted from normal. And I rotate my ceiling fan with convex mirrors, also opposite to the spin direction of the Earth, because this is the time of the year to do that. So I'm doing all these things, and so I guess I just get accustomed to physiological bliss, connecting the body to bliss so that it functions more efficiently, and that improves the functioning of the brain. So your faculties, your brain faculties improves, and that includes psychic abilities, intuition, getting in the groove, doing the right thing at the moment, while it's still the right thing before you lose the opportunity to do it. You know, it's unbelievable. It enhances the ability to appreciate the use of the physiology that we've been given. Who knows, I may overcome my congenital defects of a poor immune system and a poor digestion, but at the moment I still have problems. So I have to be careful to eat fresh foods. So like right now I'm thinking I probably should throw out the leftover granola from yesterday that I didn't finish eating, because I don't want to get bloat from that. And I won't know until it's too late. It'll so, you know, I have to be careful not to eat out of the food that I'm going to save for later, because I will have impregnated it with various pathogens, and that'll give me bloat the next day, even if it's been refrigerated. And I had it out on the counter for several hours. I don't know why I didn't refrigerate it right away. See, that was my mistake. I should have refrigerated it right away. Yeah, it's not worth getting bloat, because it's wasted nutrition, too, for that matter. It's not nutritious anymore. Bacteria, or the pathogens, I should say, have eaten up much of the nutrition. Anyway, bloat is no fun. Well, the bloat, actually, will create a lot of toxins once it gets inside my system, all that, these pathogens. So, you know, I don't cook and I make sure I toast bread to make sure I kill off all the yeast that gets on the bread, because my refrigerator doesn't keep it very fresh. So all these problems, I learn tricks to solve them. And I just make it part of my routine. I don't even think twice about it. And I'm less hesitant to enact them, to execute them, because I know safety first, you know. Prevention is worth more than a pound of cure, right? Ounce of prevention. So anyway, the silver hydroperoxide is really developed into a technique of helping myself get more out of life, more satisfaction out of life. It's amazing. It's worth it. It's worth the expense to put it into practice, because a shitty body, you know, especially in old age, means you don't appreciate your experience. So it lengthens the window of appreciation for being alive, and really trying to pack in every moment with as much satisfaction as is possible, because, you know, we don't live forever, right? So it's not like we can just waste away and waste time, you know.